Hello and welcome to Kill Count. Today we're looking at someone who achieved her doctorate at the age of 26,
Someone who was the assistant to the chief surgeon of the SS,
someone who became the head doctor of the League of German Girls.
and someone who tortured and experimented on Polish political prisoners.
This is Herta Oberhäuser.
You know her, you love her. She was a Nazi.
She was a Nazi. Most people don't know her, actually. That's why we gave her an infamy of 0 out of 10. Big old goose egg.
So Herta was a doctor in Germany. She obtained her medical degree in 1937, and she interned with the Nazi Party to gain her medical license. From there, she became the head doctor of the League of German Girls, which was essentially the Hitler's Youth for women. And at the age of 29, she was appointed to be the assistant to Karl Gebhardt, who was the chief surgeon of the SS.
She was most notable for her Holocaust experiments. She tortured and experimented on political prisoners during the Holocaust. She simulated wounds that would come from war to test for how to treat infection. This was going to be used on the front lines of the war. She rubbed dirt, wood, rusty nails, glass into the wounds to get them infected. And then she tried to treat them with various chemicals. And it often was torturous and did not do a lot of good, which is pretty messed up.
Yeah, so we gave her a personal kill score of 2 out of 10 because these experiments led to at least 5 deaths, which is a lot of deaths, but not maybe as much as some of the people we've seen so far.
They were very brutal, though. Very brutal.
Very brutal.
And out of those 86 people that she experimented on, 74 of them were Polish political prisoners. We don't know how much of the 5 were Polish, but she experimented on and tortured at least 74 Polish people, and that was pretty racial, like just based on the fact that that's where they're from. So we gave her a political kill score of 2 out of 10. Again, not a lot of kills, but they're very politically motivated.
We also gave her a creativity score of 9 out of 10 because these kills that she had were from experiments that were devised by her and the team that she worked with. So they did this intentionally. They came up with ways to hurt people and experiment on them to see how they could treat the wounds.
And
so
they're pretty unique. Creative. They're pretty unique. Like, I don't think we've seen anything as messed up as these 5 kills, and we've seen some pretty messed up things in past ones. The amount of torture that went into each person was bad.
So if you want an example of this, when Herta had prisoners that would ask for water, she usually refused, but when they did get water from her, she would mix vinegar into it intentionally, just so that they couldn't get the release of having water.
There's no reason for her to do that at all. And we took that into consideration with her self-agency score. We gave her a 5 out of 10, which is higher than a lot of her other scores. She was a part of the Holocaust, which was an overall huge movement set up by Hitler and a lot of the high-level Nazis. But she kind of took that and ran with it. Like, she took her post as like someone who was doing research and brought it to a ridiculous stance where she was doing her own experimentation.
She did not have to torture the people the way that she did. As an account for one of the people that she tortured, they said that when she was supposed to be treating the wounds to try and see how they would, how they could make them get better, she intentionally made them worse and did nothing to help the people.
Which is kind of like just a personal, like, I want to do this for me, which is super messed up. As far as did she get away with it, at the Nuremberg trial, she was sentenced to 20 years in prison, which right off the bat is not enough.
Not nearly enough.
It needs to be several life sentences for 5 counts of murder and 70 counts of torture.
She got away with it pretty much by serving only 5 years because she had good behavior.
That's not a good reason. And then after that, she went on to become a family doctor in Germany for 6 years after the war, and she only lost her license when she was recognized by someone she tortured.
Ridiculous that she was able to keep her license after killing 5 people.
I don't understand how she was. So did she get away with it? We gave her a 9 out of 10. Because, yeah, she only served 5 years for murdering 5 people and torturing over 70. So we gave her an overall kill score of 4.5 out of 10 with a total kill count of at least 5. Now, compared to the global population, that barely touches it. But I mean, the deaths that she had were really brutal, and the fact that she only served for 5 years is insane. So thank you for watching. Let us know who you'd like to see next. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and check out our next video up in that top right-hand corner.
Or make sure that you take a look at the channel because we do have other videos you could take a look at.